And I want to thank Bibi for really getting in there and doing a job. We've worked well together, as we have with many other countries, both of us, with many other countries, which is the only way this whole situation gets solved. And I'm not just talking about Gaza. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza. The whole deal, everything getting solved. It's called peace in the Middle East.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
In a long-awaited meet in the White House, Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu and U.S. President Donald Trump announced a peace plan for the Israel-Hamas war after intense closed-door discussions. The peace plan claims to stop the war immediately in Gaza. Meanwhile, Netanyahu has accepted Trump's plan, but Hamas official Mahmoud Mardawi has reputedly said that the group has not yet received a written Gaza peace plan. If the 20-point peace plan is accepted by both sides, all captives held in Gaza, alive and dead, will be returned within 72 hours, and Palestinian prisoners will be released. There are many more conditions mentioned in the 20-point peace plan document. Israel and Hamas will put a stop to the conflict once the plan is accepted. Israeli forces will withdraw partially to prepare for hostage release. All military operations will be suspended and battle lines will be frozen in place. This is until conditions are met for the complete staged withdrawal of Israeli forces. Within 72 hours of acceptance, all hostages, alive and dead, will be returned. Once all hostages are released, Israel will free 250 Palestinian prisoners serving life sentences, and 1,700 Gazans will also be released. Every time Hamas returns remains of one Israeli hostage, 15 dead Gazans will be returned by Israel. Once all the hostages are released, Hamas members who will commit to peaceful coexistence and will give up their arms will be pardoned. Members from the group who want leave Gaza will be given a safe passage. Full aid will be immediately provided to Gaza Strip with levels mandated under a January 19, 2025 accord. United Nations will carry out the deliveries without interference from Israel or Hamas. A de-radicalized Gaza will not pose a threat to its neighbors and will be redeveloped for the benefit of Gazans. U.S. plans to create a board of peace of international members that will be led by Trump himself and including former British Prime Minister Tony Blair in an undefined role. The Board of Peace will oversee Gaza's temporary, transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical committee. This group will set the framework and handle the funding for the redevelopment of Gaza until the Palestinian Authority has undergone major reforms.
To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace, we call it, the Board of Peace, sort of a beautiful name, the Board of Peace, which will be headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works. The leaders of the Arab world and Israel and everybody involved asked me to do this, so it would be headed by a gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want, is some extra work to do, but it's so important that I'm willing to do it, and we'll do it right, and we're going to put leaders from other countries on, and leaders that are very distinguished leaders, and we'll have a board, and one of the people that wants to be on the board is the UK former Prime Minister, Tony Blair, good man, very good man, and some others, and they'll be named over the next few days, and it'll be quite the board. Working, everybody wants to be on it now. I don't know if that had anything to do. They named me and everybody else wanted to be on it. I guess they figure, well, he's a soft touch. He'll be easy to deal with. Working with the World Bank and others, it will be responsible for recruiting and training a new government that will be made up of Palestinians along with highly qualified experts from all around the world. Hamas and other terrorist factions will play no role in the board, but they'll play no role in the governance of Gaza at all, directly or indirectly. As you know, thousands of Hamas leaders have been killed and soldiers have been killed. And we can never forget October 7th, but thousands have paid the price for that.
An economic development plan will be crafted to rebuild Gaza by convening a panel of experts who have helped birth some of the thriving modern miracle cities in the Middle East. A special economic zone will be established with preferred tariff and access rates. No one will be forced to leave Gaza under the new plan. Those who wish to leave will be free to do so and free to return. The peace plan mentions that it will encourage people to stay and offer them the opportunity to build a better Gaza. Hamas and other similar groups will have no role in running Gaza directly or indirectly. All military infrastructure, including tunnels and weapons production facilities, will be destroyed. Independent monitors will supervise the demilitarization of Gaza. The peace plan will make sure that New Gaza will be fully committed to building a prosperous economy and to peaceful coexistence with their neighbors. Regional partners will work to ensure that Hamas and the factions comply with their obligations and that New Gaza poses no threat to its neighbors or its people. Arab and international partners will work with Trump to develop a temporary international stabilization force to immediately deploy in Gaza. In another progressive step, Israel will progressively hand over the Gaza territory it occupies to the International Stabilization Force. Israel will no longer occupy or annex Gaza. The United States will work with Arab and international partners to develop the temporary International Stabilization Force to immediately deploy in Gaza. Although the peace plan is still a bit vague, the U.S. will make sure that conditions may finally be in place for a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood, which it recognizes as the aspiration of the Palestinian people. U.S. will continue to establish a dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians to agree on a political horizon for peaceful and prosperous coexistence. In the event Hamas delays or rejects the peace plan, including the scaled-up aid operation, the plan will proceed in the terror-free areas handed over from Israel to the ISF. An interfaith dialogue process will be established based on the values of tolerance and peaceful coexistence to try and change mindsets and narratives of Palestinians and Israelis by emphasizing the benefits that can be derived from peace. In a reassuring move, a guarantee will be provided by regional partners to ensure that Hamas and the factions comply with their obligations and that New Gaza poses no threat to its neighbors or its people. A special economic zone will be established with preferred tariff and access rates to be negotiated with participating countries.